The UK's highest court has unanimously ruled the government's Rwanda policy is unlawful. The Supreme Court has found that Rwanda is not a safe third country for the government to send asylum seekers to. In a unanimous judgment, the Supreme Court agreed with the Court of Appeal that there are substantial grounds for believing that asylum seekers removed to Rwanda would face a real risk of being returned to their home country where they could face ill treatment, known as refoulement. This would put the UK in breach of its obligations under international and domestic law. The response from the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, was swift.
So I'm also announcing today that we will take the extraordinary step of introducing emergency legislation. This will enable Parliament to confirm that with our new treaty, Rwanda is safe.
Well, to be clear, what the UK Prime Minister is telling the country there is that he plans to introduce emergency legislation not to help hard-up families in a cost of living crisis, but to disapply human rights laws and confirm Rwanda is safe, even though he knows that to be completely untrue. He actually wants to legislate away the facts and the UK's international obligations. In short, he actually wants Parliament to legislate a barefaced lie to achieve his aims. It's unthinkable.
The legislation can go through the House quickly, and I hope...
Yeah, but what about the House of Lords?
Well, the House of Lords should recognise that it is an absolute priority of the British people.
Now, the Conservatives have a working majority in the Commons, so the question will be whether those MPs are willing to blindly vote with the government to legislate a barefaced lie, to confirm Rwanda is safe when they know that to be completely untrue. Downing Street will introduce a bill to Parliament a week on Monday after next week's autumn statement, and Number 10 plans to fast-track the bill through the Commons and Lords. But rapid progress depends on cooperation from opposition parties. So now is the time to write to your MP and ask them to vote against this outrageous proposed legislation. Now, even if it passes in the Commons, it can still be blocked in the House of Lords, where the Conservatives do not have a majority.
After a series of general election wins over many years and 56% Conservative MPs in the Commons, in the House of Lords, we only have about a third Conservative. So even after all these years, we don't have a majority in the House of Lords.
That's right. If Labour, the Liberal Democrats, SNP and yes, Conservative peers of conscience unite and work together, we can block the government rushing through a law actually overturning a Supreme Court decision. We can stop the government from legislating a barefaced lie and disapplying human rights laws to achieve its aims. So let's unite. Let's do what we all know in our hearts to be right. Let's work together cross-party and stop this completely out of control government. And every one of you can help by sharing this video, by tagging your MP and asking them politely to do what they know is right.